Hello friends, Those Back Pages here. I hope you're well. Happy New Year. Let's go over some stuff that I've gotten in, some stuff I want to talk about, things. Where do we start? Some of these things I've shown off before, most of them not. I'm still actively collecting. It's been fairly difficult to, pick up the things I want to pick up. Obviously, everything I'm going to show I wanted to pick up, but a lot of things I've been trying to pick up I either can't find or I'm dealing with sellers that, are stuck in March of 2021. But this I had laying around. I wanted to show it off quick while I knock everything over. This is a promotional acetate, really. I mean, it's see-through. It's got the old school remove protective film, which I'll do at some point, but to negotiate that, it's difficult. But there's Messier and Gretzky. Just a really cool display. This folds out. Just happy to add that oddball item to the collection. I released a short a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to touch upon that again. Let's see, yeah. It's about PSA. I guess I'm going to be talking bad about everybody, but, it is what it is, and this ain't good. So I got in this Vader Sapphire parallel to his rookie card, and in a fine 9. Super shiny, really happy to have it. I've gone over, I wish the whole thing was Sapphire, but Lucasfilm said no, Disney essentially said no. So got that, and then I happened to win another one. And I was like, alright, well, I knew when I bid on it, it had the baggie inside. I didn't know at the time it's made for a game used card with a larger cardstock point. So you've got that, and you can see this is your traditional PSA holder that we've all known and loved for 3 decades plus. It's got the little frosty in there, card inside. This has the frosty in there, card inside, but it also has a plastic sleeve covering both sides. It's actually probably a baggie. You can kind of see the indentation there. It just does not present as well. This is the same card, guys. It's the same card. There's really no excuse. Like, oh, well, this release happened to have thicker cardstock, so we couldn't use the traditional. Maybe, but this is the same card. So there's no, and it's like a, there's a lip there. This is your traditional. There's a lip on the back, and you can see that never mind. You can see it's cracked. It's wrinkled in there, and it's made for a thicker card, which I'm going to show. I'll just show it now, a little out of order, but I picked up this 2016 Upper Deck game jersey that Upper Deck's made in hockey forever. And again, it has a baggie on the back, and it does not have one on the front, so it's laying on top. So I guess that's what Nat calls a sheet. But point being, it's kind of accepted because this is not a traditional thickness card.
So it's the same holder as this one,
but it's made for this type of card. Now, the reason I picked this up is because, you know, if you want to believe the verbiage on the bag, you can believe the verbiage on the bag. It says used in an official NHL game. Whether that's true or not, that's a whole other can of worms. But going on that it is. This came out, this is from 2016 Series 1, which came out in October of 16 for the season. So he was a rookie the year prior, and he actually only wound up playing half the first half of the season due to injury. But odds are this is actually a piece of the jersey that he did use. Whereas if you look at his rookie year inserts and stuff, it'll say event worn or some other stuff. Like, essentially he just threw it on for a photo shoot, so it wasn't really game used. So that was my, plus this wasn't very expensive, so that was my wanting to pick this up. Like the year after, like I'd like to get a Crosby 06 and Ovechkin 06 type thing. But yeah, so this you know, this Vader is really annoying me. I mean, it's just, you know, so you know, Nat said that publicly. Nat has stated that, you know, if it were up to him, it would be in every one of the slabs, I believe he said. I'm just paraphrasing, I'm not direct quoting, but he said that it's at the discretion of the sealer, not even the grader, the sealer at the factory. So now we don't, you know, now people don't only have to worry about, you know, the grader. Now they have to worry how the sealer is feeling about that particular card. Because this, you know, this baggy sheet crap is essentially BGS. It's just terrible looking. And I have a major problem with that, and I have a major problem with CSG. Speaking of CSG, I picked this up, this Gretzky 85 tops in a CSG 8. It's really a fantastic centered card. It's a really fine copy. It's got some corner issues in the back there. I'm guessing that's what made it an 8. It's a little rough on the corners, but for the price I paid on this was pretty much a smidge over a blaster, so it was really hard to pass that up. It was a friend of mine pointed that out. So, you know, I tell you guys all the time the importance of having friends in this hobby, because they'll have eyes out for you looking for stuff. Here's another thing he picked up. He picked this up for me. This isn't a baggie, unfortunately, but you know, this was, I think, $20 or $25. This is the O-Pee-Chee, the 79 O-Pee-Chee checklist for when the Oilers came into the league, and it has Gretzky on the Gretzky's rookie card checklist there. I just thought that was cool. It's pretty much the same price as a raw copy with shipping and tax. But, I mean, it has the baggie because I guess it's a little large. Which, if, you know, if CSG would, you know, get off their arse and get moldings for the proper cards, like, they're in this for the long haul, so they should have an oversized, you know, pre-57 tops mold. They should have a T206 mold. They should have a 33 Gaudy mold, 48, you know, leaf mold. They should have all of these handy instead of throwing it in a baggie, which is just terrible. I really am all over the place. I'll show some Gretzky's. But first I want to thank the Andrews. You know, Andrew Nuff Said Cards for a while now has been on a pre-war, non-traditional, not sports related cards. And not too long ago, Andy, she bonding with refractors, has jumped on that path as well. So it's influencing me, at least subliminally. And another friend, Don, is showing me on here. He and I have been talking a lot about, artists and, presidents and inventors and stuff like that. So I've gotten a bit interested in Leonardo da Vinci. I haven't picked up any of his cards yet. I'm still trying, but I did pick up this postcard for a couple of bucks. It's just a generic postcard. It's actually got writing on it, which drew me to it more. I can't read it, but it's stamped, it's canceled and everything. So for a couple of bucks, I added that sweet portrait there. And the seller actually sent it in that penny sleeve. So I picked that up, and then the seller had, buy one, get whatever percent, whatever it was. This one wound up being $1. So for $1, I bought this one. Atlanta GA by night, it says down there. It's a little worn out. So this is what Atlanta looked in 1910. This is a 1910. You can see it there, canceled. January 1910. So right around this time, 123 years ago. Whoever this gentleman was. I'm not going to try to read it on here, but the fact that he wrote this out 123 years ago. And again, this was $1. I like Atlanta. I've been there many times. And also, the fact that while he was writing this, he was most likely in possession of some T206s or, any of the other cigarette cards at the time. When he was writing this out, he was probably smoking them and in possession of those cards at one time or another. Maybe he gave them to kids, I don't know. But I just thought that was cool that, that little piece of paper there from 123 years ago. When the cigarette cards, the T206s were, one per pack or whatever it was. That's just something that like, Georgia Peach, Georgia, he might have had one of these. He might, I know he played for the Detroit Tigers, but he still might have had one. It's just fascinating to think about. I picked up a bunch of Gretzky stuff. Just because I'm having a good time collecting Gretzky's that I've never had, for the most part, never had before. Like the 85 tops, I had a sheet of these when I was 14 when these came out. I had a sheet of 9. But I went ahead and picked up his Young Guns from 2004. During the lockout, they didn't. Upper Deck still put out Young Guns, but they did Young Guns Retro, and they did pretty much all the big names you can think of. Other than Orr, they pretty much did everybody in this release. Gretzky, Lemieux, Waugh, Yzerman, Bure, Yager, etc. Maybe not Yager though. He was active, so not Yager. No, not Bure either, I guess, because anyone who was active wouldn't have been in it. But this is rather not so easy to track down in the 9. 10s come up. I've seen 3 or 4 10s come up in my 6 months of looking. Not even for this. And that's another thing I wanted to mention. Like, That's one of the bummer moments. Like, I really got into hockey in July, the end of June, end of July. No, June going into July, somewhere around there. Probably about a month before the show last year, and you know the old adage, if I knew then what I know now? Yeah, it applies here. I know so much more now than I did 6 months ago. And it's a shame, but it is what it is, and it's the joy of collecting. I picked up this 2020 Upper Deck Day with the Cup tribute. Kind of like it's a flashback because it's an older, you know. They do this every year now, Upper Deck, with the previous year's champion. So in Series 2, when Series 2 comes out, I'll have a bunch of Avs Day with the Cup. But that's the Gretzky. Same design as the 2020 flagship set. I think I showed this one off, but I'll do it quick again. 2018 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Red Prism. You know, these are numbered to 199 on the back. This is essentially their Topps Chrome brand for Upper Deck. Doesn't have etching or anything, but it's still a nice chromium product. I think it's gaining steam. Picked up this O-Pee-Chee Black Rainbow, not O-Pee-Chee Platinum, just regular O-Pee-Chee foil board. These are numbered to 100 on the back. It's from 13 O-Pee-Chee. Really trying to focus on, to the best I can, to 199 and lower when something is numbered. I don't know if I showed this one off, but this is from 2016 Upper Deck, second year of McDavid. This is the exclusive. It's numbered to 100. It's 35 of 100. So these are not easy to find, period. And when you do, they're not cheap. So luckily this one went to auction from a seller in Canada. I think that corner is the main defect there. Again, this is very difficult to find. It's number 200. And, you know, you roll back the year prior, the rookie year parallel, would have been 20 times as much as this one. You know, that's not not on the horizon for me. The rookie year one. It's megabucks. Let's see. Yeah. Next one I picked up recently from 2015 Fall Expo promo with Gretzky and McDavid. You know, just as McDavid was coming into the league, you know, major hype rookie. And what I really like about this, it has Gretzky and he on it, but it's, you know, both before they got the C. So it was a nice picture to have them both, you know, before they were named captain of the team. So it just kind of reiterates that, you know, it's an older photo for McDavid. Like you can even see he doesn't have the C there either, because that was during his rookie year. I really like these cards with Gretzky and McDavid. I haven't looked tremendously, you know, into it too much. I want to, but I want to see if there are similar cards like this with Gretzky and Crosby. Because I remember when Crosby came into the league, it was can't miss. And this was another, I got this at the show last year. It's another McDavid Gretzky card where he's just kind of, you know, in that classic Upper Deck style where they show multi exposures on one card, but you know, Gretzky, McDavid, kind of just a one flow. And this was an E-Pack achievement card, so this was never in packs. It was never in physical packs. I mean, you had to get it in the E-Pack, electronic packs, and it was an achievement for getting all of it, whatever it was. This was an award. So happy to have that in the collection. Let's see, this one I showed. I got this one at the East Coast National last year. It's from 2015, O-Pee-Chee Platinum, which happened to be McDavid's rookie year. So that wax is stupid priced if one were to open it. And you know, they did these gold, rainbow golds, retro and regular, and these are numbered to 149. So they got a little screwy with the numbering. So that's the Gretzky. I showed that off before. I did pick up the Ovechkin, which is why I showed the Gretzky. You know, the old schoolish Capitals jersey, again numbered to 149. Just a nice shiny card. I mean, it would be a lot better with etching, but you know, it is what it is. I went back and picked up a 2016, the year after that one. So the year after this was the 15 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Rainbow Gold. So then the year after that they started these. Is the 2016 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Seismic Gold. Now these are just, I don't know if the camera's going to do this justice. These are just super shiny, and these are numbered to 50. So it's your traditional Topps, you know, Topps Chrome Gold Refractor, numbered to 50. It was nice of them to start that. These are not cheap. They're not. Oh, Ovechkin, you know, wasn't super expensive because it did win this at auction, but not the most easy to find now. This is, you know, 7 years old now. That's scary to think that 2016 is 7 years ago. I did pick up a Crosby from the year prior, 15, which would be, you know, McDavid's rookie, and super shiny. Again, numbered to, these are the regular ones, so they're numbered to 50, but it's not the retro. It has super shine to it. Just happy to have that in the collection. The assigned grade of a 6 is accurate. It's got a couple of issues. That just saved me a bunch of money. I don't think I would have splurged for it if it were a 9. Would have been significantly more than it was. Let's see. Some soccer. I picked up this Fate Topps Chrome Sapphire 2019. I won this at auction for, I don't remember the exact price. It was like $7.50. Something stupid, really. I mean, he's hurt, he's got some, whatever it is. It is what it is. It's a prospect, essentially. So I got it in the mail, and this is what really started to infuriate me about the baggie. I got it, I don't know if it's going to show on the camera, but look at that upper right-hand corner. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if, let me look at the camera, you can kind of see, it looks like it's kind of rolled over. Like the corner was like bent backwards, like rolled. So when I got it and I opened it, I'm like, oh shit, is that corner like dented in? Is it bunted? Is it rolled over? No, it's just, there's a baggie on top of the card. There's no baggie on the back, but there's a baggie on the front. And it crinkles in that corner. It's terrible. So you're looking at it and you're like, oh man, that corner is jacked up. No, it's not. There just happens to be a baggie. It's down here on the bottom too. You can kind of see it rolling over. It's just taking away from the visual presentation of a perfectly fine PSA slab. Now, they're not as good. The plastic is not as good as CSG. It is what it is. But this baggie issue is just terrible. You know, I'm trying to avoid buying them with the baggie in it. At the end of the day, I want the card, but come on, people. The other soccer pickup, made an Mbappe. I won this at auction for less than the price of a old blaster, which shocked me, but I'll take it. You know, and the card's in there, traditional, no baggie. Looks fine to me. I don't see a need for a baggie. Same product. So there are people that think I, worship PSA. That's not true. I prefer PSA, but you know my adage. They cry, I buy. I'm not worried about 10s or 10 tags. I'd rather save the money and use it on other stuff. Let's see. Okay. So I was surfing eBay late at night, which is probably never a good idea, but looking at Action Pack stuff. You have to be really old school to remember Action Pack when it was new. Because I have Gretzky and Jordan. So it's like, I was checking out. I didn't find any, but I did find this. And the seller had this at like $35, free shipping, or best offer. So I just shot him an offer of $25. And it was accepted. I woke up and it was accepted. Now, it's Willie Mays from 1992 Action Pack. But this is the chase card. This is the insert, the parallel, the 24 karat gold. And evidently this trim is actual 24 karat gold. All the shiny parts are supposed to be 24 karat gold. The surface the edge has got a 6.5. The bottom edge there is rough. I don't know if it'll show up there. But anyway, the point being is $25 ship for this. I just had to do it. Like if a seller is going to make a best offer available, I'm going to shoot an offer. I'm not particular, especially if it's a dealer that I don't recognize. I'm not worried about offending them. This, $25 is $25. It is what it is, right? And it just happened to be accepted. So, let's see. I really have gotten into select tie dyes. I can't remember. I think I did show off the Rock. I have it in this pile here. But I've picked up a couple others. They're not cheap, and they're not particularly easy to find. They are numbered to 25, so I get it. They've been around a long time. I think 2014. But I think that it's pretty much like the poor man's. Well, I always say the orange is the poor man's gold, but I think these are as well, because these are, like I said, these are numbered to 25. So they're not easy, but they're not gold popular. I mean, of course, because they're tie-dye. So I went ahead and picked this up. It's Conor McGregor. I have a generic, select tie-dye, select tie-dye search that, for all the graded companies, and sees what comes up for the non-gem copy. So this came up, so I want it. And again, what I do like about SGC is they put the serial number on the front. That's pretty good. You can see it there. 13 of 25. He's pretty, it's Conor McGregor. I think at this point, everybody knows who Conor McGregor is. That's pretty self-explanatory. Then I had made a purchase where I showed that Fall Expo SGC 9 Gretzky McDavid, and I just had an add-on from the same seller. So I went ahead and picked up this I won in auction this Roman Reigns tie-dye in a PSA 9. You know, number 15 of 25. You know, the etching on these could be better. You know, the wristband has it. You know, he's outlined. The background has some. The etching could be better. Let's see. Just some more wrestling I picked up. This is, I don't know if I showed this one off, but here it is. This is from 2020 Finest. This is the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart Gold Refractor number 250 from Finest. This is his base card was a short print. It's a little pain in the ass I'm not going to get into, but happy to have that in the collection. Not a huge Bret Hart fan, but it is what it is, right? Here's this green Pulsar Prism Charlotte Flair. You know, green, my favorite color. These are numbered to 25. And this was not very expensive. I think it was $30. But it's looked better on the internet. Like, it's just kind of, that actually looks pretty good. I think it looks better on the video than it does in person. You know, she's doing her ring entrance like her father. Just super shiny. I just wish there was more definition of the human on there. But like I said, it's numbered to 25, so this one is not numbered. Oh, and the sleeve is falling apart, so we'll just go ahead and remove it. That's annoying. So I picked up this 1998 Superstars rock, and this is, you know, this is his first pack issued card. I'll do a whole thing on that at another time. This video is running a lot longer than I thought it would. But there's a scratch on the case there. But yeah, it's just an iconic rock pose of a card that's now 25 years old. Jeez. 98. Here's the rock tie-dye, numbered to 25, 18 of 25. That's pretty cool. Classic, you know, late 90s rock pose. Here's the mislabeled red prism. It's actually maroon because it's numbered to 149. I think the reds are numbered to 299. You know, PSA mistake. There you go. Let's see. Another prism. Picked up this PSA 6 Stone Cold Steve Austin prism. First prism 2022. These are numbered to 99 on the back. So this is 94 of 99. It's a PSA 6 because when you see these on the internet you can't tell, but right here there's like a thumbnail indentation right there along the border. Like somebody So I was able to get this for like $40 because that little indentation there really killed the grade. You know, he's stunning. A cane right there. It's numbered to 99. It's Steve Austin. It's the first year prism. It's chromium. Had to have it. Let's see. Speaking of had to have it, I picked up this select tie-dye Undertaker. And there's all different parallels. This is the mezzanine. You got the dead man. He's dark. Mysterious. The dead man. You know, outlining, no real etching. But, again, this is numbered to 25. So this is 14 of 25. and this was 40 bucks at auction. The case is scratched to heck. I don't know what the seller did with this, but I think that really, and you could see the scratches in the listing. I really think that probably affected the final price. I'm not going to complain. Essentially a select blaster, or this, an absolute legend, numbered to 25. Speaking of absolute legends, I'm not really a fan. I'll talk about it in a second, but I had to add some Hogan to the collection. This is the 22 Select White Prism. No real, again, it's disappointing that, like, the ropes have etching. He's outlined, the logo has etching. These are numbered to 99. They're not very popular, though. This is number 51 of 99. But the thing is, it's numbered to 99. It's a Hogan. It's a white refractor. I guess because, the whiteboarder doesn't really, I don't have a handy base card, which is just silver, chromium. But, for whatever reason, these are not popular. This was the cost of 2 blasters. So, again, but it's 99, it's Hogan, it's semi-popular pose. See, growing up, I was more Andre, Macho Man, especially Macho Man and the Road Warriors were my favorite. And, all 3 of them are dead now, but, they don't, I really hope some way that Panini or Fanatics or somebody gets some Road Warrior Chromium cards into these, Prism or Select sets. Speaking of Macho Man, I picked up the white Select refractor. Now this is fantastic. This has etching galore. Look at that. I mean, that's the glasses, the hat, all of it. Etching galore. This is a fantastic job on this one. Again, they're numbered 978 of 99. Again, the price is 2 blasters. So that way I have this fine 9 to my collection. Just the etching is fantastic on that one. Let's see, this one is, I think I've had this one a while, but I wanted to show off some baseball, so I picked up this 2020 blue refractor Ohtani. Almost said Ichiro. Ohtani. So 3rd year card, number to 150, and I think this was 50 bucks. Super shine, classic blue refractor. No etching, but it's numbered to 150. For the way things are now, 50 bucks is nothing anymore. Like, I want you to stop and I want you to think that, would you rather have a $50 bill or that Ohtani? You'll always be able to go and get another $50 bill, but something that's numbered to 150, not so much. Let's see. A friend of mine, he saw this the day it was ending. He said, you might be interested in this. It's PSA 8, so it's a bad grade, but it's individually numbered to 190. This is 189 of 190. But the thing is that these are from the Hobby Factory sets in 2018, when they were still, not pumping the crap out of them as far as production wise. And just, this is the foil board. It's just a super photo. Probably one of my favorite Trout photos for his flagship stuff. And even though the set is numbered to 190, there's no way that all the factory sets were open. So who knows how many are actually out there, kind of like with wax. But this was 23 bucks, something criminally, disgustingly low for what it is. I know it's only an 8, but still, I mean, when you get to add this stuff to your collection, you add it. Speaking of 8s and criminally low. I picked up this. I haven't bought any Topps Chrome wax because there aren't any rookie cards in it. So I went ahead and picked out, I watched these variation listings, and this is an 8. Again, it's a PSA 8, and I couldn't tell you why, actually. I didn't look it over that well, but that's, they cry, I buy. I'm sure whoever submitted this probably said a curse word when he saw the email with the grades. But this is from the All-Star game, the West jersey on. It's just a great photograph, actually. The etching is not there, but the outlining is there. The shine is there. And I was the winning bid on this, $23.50. I mean, that's cheaper than the blaster price is $35 now. So, and it's not an often used photo of him. Just really happy to have that in the collection. I've got one more to show off. I appreciate it if you're still here. So, a bit of a backstory. Because of Bowman's Best 2021 having pretty much all the rookie cards you would want for this past year's calendar year 2022, it saved me a bunch of money. It saved me a bunch of hunting. And for the entire, I like J-Rod, I like Bobby Witt Jr., I like Torkelson, and they're all rookie cards in 2021 Bowman's Best, regardless of what Topps tries to say. So, having said that, I was able to save a bunch of money, not by switching my insurance, but by not, having the FOMO for these Faust rookie card logo cards, RC logos. So, I went almost the entire year without picking up a 2022 slab of any of the fake rookie card logo cards. But there's a couple brands that I do like, and one of the brands that I really like is greatly influenced by my friend Dave, Blue Jacket 66, and his 68 Topps 3D Roberto Clemente, which is just, I had the pleasure of seeing it years ago. It's just, again, it's not something that the internet is ever going to show you its beauty. We just don't have that technology on the internet. So I went ahead and I tried a few auctions and failed, lost. Wasn't pushing the issue too much. But I did pick up, the very last week of the year, and it just came in today, is the Topps 3 Julio Rodriguez rookie card logo, RC logo card. And again, in person, it's three-dimensional. I mean, is it the best 3D? No. This particular copy is not, this particular photo they use is not the best, but it is 3D. And if you have a player in this set, I cannot recommend it enough. Topps started releasing these in 2018. I don't know if it was coincidence of the anniversary of 68, but whatever. And each year the production run has gone up because that's what Topps does. But in the grand scheme of things, there are probably 1,000 of these, if that. I don't know the print run. Not a ton. They're not particularly popular. But, I had to add this. I'm trying to get the Witt and the Torkelson. I haven't had any success on those because I want to pay less. If I'm being frank about it. But, yeah. So showing this, it doesn't do it any justice on the internet. But I'm very happy to have that in the collection. Now, the one thing I wanted to say upon closing is I think, and that's just me personally, is that these SGC slabs are kind of like an 1980s cell phone, or oh, I just noticed it's cracked up there. Fantastic. I got this really cheap at auction, but it's fine. Someone else described it as like an Atari 2600. It's I get it. People say it looks great with vintage, blah blah blah. I think personally, if they're insistent on keeping this, this brick sizing, that they should take this technology, this clear frosted, take this technology and put it in this. It would just look better, in my opinion. If all of this was the clear, it was the frosted plastic. If this was all frosted plastic, in my opinion, it would look better. But, it is what it is. It's their company. And, that's all three. That's me commenting on all three of the companies. I honestly barely count BGS anymore. I still don't see how they're in business, what they've done the last couple of years. I'm just not it's just not, plastic, bulky, but whatever, but good. But I've talked about the flip colors. There's really no need to have gold, silver, and white. They're all paper. It looks metallic, but it's not when you see it out of the case. So, yeah, it's just, commenting on all the companies. They all have their flaws. None of them are perfect. But it's just my particular preference when collecting, especially on the internet. So I want to thank you again for tuning in. We've all gone through stuff. I've had some friends. It's been a very, very rough couple of weeks for them. They've lost family members, and I cannot reiterate enough how important it is to make content, because you might think it's stupid, you might think you sound silly, you might not appreciate it, but your family may, and your friends may. Your friends certainly will. Real life, hobby, whatever they're all friends. Friends are friends. They'll appreciate it. They'll have something, to remember you by if you're not here. Again, real life is real life. And you never know what's going to happen. So get yourself on video. I know most of my videos now are hands, but I've got plenty out there, and I'm certainly not the best looking fella. I'm just a fella. You owe it to your friends. You owe it to your family. Put it on the internet. The internet is forever. You're important. You matter.